The actual authorities in the Western Cape then, Ronald? What about the DA whose territory this is? What about the Premier, Alan Winde, the Education Department, Debbie Schaefer, the MEC, who we saw speaking about this about 2 weeks ago, but today, I mean, it's been hours since it started. Has there been any word from them? Do we know if they might even be coming to the scene, to the school?
What we do know, when we heard from Alan Winde last time out here, is that investigations are ongoing and that they were willing to cooperate with the people investigating the cases. But what we also learned, Uveka, is that the Western Cape government is also trying to say to people that those who are around the school area might also intimidate or entice the violent scenes that we've seen here. They might be part of it. We've seen quite a large group of parents near the school and people who are protesting against these actions by the EFF, saying that they're going to have none of it. So it seems that there are various, things at play. The EFF, they are against racism at the school, while the parents are saying they are against the EFF coming to protest at the school where their children, they don't feel that their children are safe. And also the police, EFF, quite vocal about the police presence, saying that the police have a tendency of being brutal, using force against black South Africans, rather than when we've seen some of the incidents, they're saying white South Africans are not arrested or are not shoved or forces are used against them. We are on the move now, Uveka. The economic freedom fighters are moving towards that perimeter near the school. We are seeing out wide, we are seeing police signalas moving forward, as well as the police vans. The police around us, they are also walking towards that direction. And just behind us, a line of EFF supporters has regrouped. And not know at this stage, we don't know at this stage, Uveka, whether or not, we can't see behind us as to whether or not there is a crowd that is left behind. But what we do know is that the police have certainly made it clear that only 500 EFF supporters are allowed to be near the school.
Well, Ronald, are you able to talk to any of them as they begin their march or their protest to the actual school? Are you allowed to? Are they allowed to speak to you?
Well, they're not allowed to, Uveka, but it's worth a try. Gentlemen, can I grab you quickly for a quick conversation? Well, they are not. Let's try and get this lady, Sisi, who writes, towards Iladu.
No, we only have 1, 2, or 3 delegates that will go there. Not all of us are going inside.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving, Uveka, but we are going to move forward, joining this large crowd. There's a lot of pushing and shoving behind us. As you can see, a lot of pushing behind us. It seems like there's not much order, but it seems that the 500 plus has much more than 500 people that will be gathered at the school, Uveka.
All right, but just remind us what the lady told you there, Ronald. She says not everyone is going to try and get into the school to deliver that memorandum. It's just going to be 2 or 3, if I heard correctly.
Yes, indeed. Well, the lady says that they are remaining defiant. They're not going to be listening to the police. They are going ahead as planned. Many people coming as far as wide as Stellenbosch and Brackenfell in the rural Western Cape, in areas like Ceres, to support this cause of the EFF. So they feel that they didn't come here to hang around at the post office. They came here with a clear intention, and their intention was to address the issues of racism. So they are going to be part of this march where they will hand in this memorandum. I'm going to try and get a quick word with the SA Human Rights Commission's Chris Nissan. Mr. Nissan, if I can grab you for a moment. Mr. Nissan, if I can grab you for a moment, I do apologize for that. Mr. Nissan, thank you so much for your time. We've seen quite ugly scuffles play out here with EFF members being attacked by the police. How long have you been here and what have you seen?
I've just arrived here, and because I was in Penil to restore calm there, Obviously, what we see in here is we admit people have got the right to protest, but also I think it's important that we understand that the learners are writing exams, and we need to protect that right of learners to not to be disrupted and to write the exams in a peaceful manner. However, the South African Human Rights Commission is busy investigating this, and we have engaged the authorities to put together a program of diversity management and transformation management. And I think they should leave it in the hands of the Commission so the Commission can complete its task, engage with everybody, and try and find a durable solution. What we also have is the fact that, that the Western Cape education or education departments in the country must put together programs that will help with social cohesion and integration. You can't just leave it like that when people come from different backgrounds and then allowed. And we've seen since '94 there's been a progressive backing back into the lagers and into that. And people uses these words as if we don't have a constitution, if nothing will happen to them. So we say leave it in the hands of the Commission, let the Commission do the investigation, and we will report back to the broader community.
Give us a sense of what exactly you are investigating, and how far do you think these investigations are? When will they be concluded?
Well, because it's an urgency, and because we see that this kind of protests will happen from time to time, so we would like to do it as speedily as possible, but not do a rush job in it. We obviously we are now where we gather the information. As you can appreciate, there are lots of stories around, lots of Facebook clips and all of those things, and we need to collect them. We need to engage with the different people, the different stakeholders, and I think we will try and finish it as soon as possible, but do a proper job and not simply rush into it.
In terms of the economic freedom fighters, we heard from the Western Cape Education Department saying that they actually didn't, arrive at the meeting that was scheduled yesterday. Have you been engaging with the EFF? What sort of conversations have been between the SA Human Rights Commission and the EFF?
Well, at this stage, we haven't engaged them as yet, but it's on our agenda, not only the EFF, but also other political parties. We've heard there's another party here this morning that called people to mobilize. That's an irresponsible statement. And so that's why I say we will engage all the political parties at the national level so that we can avoid such things as this. Because you will come and march every day you will march. The fact is, leave it to the Commission, let the Commission investigate, and let the Commission come with it. And we've already said we'll come with a program of mediation in which we will have to help, because these are learners and we need to respect the learners' right to education.
Mr. Nissan, there have been different views around issues of race here in Western Cape schools. Is racism rife in Western Cape schools? Is this the first time you're hearing of issues of racism?
No. It's not the first time, and the Commission has received a number of that, but the Commission has handled in a way in which we do mediation and bring parties together. Not only in this part of the world, but also in the township. There are also racism in the township. So we have been engaging a number of school principals. I myself have run 1 or 2 programs with schools where we found racism in the classroom and in the school.
The EFF has repeatedly called on the principal and the 2 teachers. Well, Yuveka, we'll just have to leave that interview here.